live now, but yeah, we can always just put the links on our Instagrams as well. Yeah.
Okay.
So tell me what happened and when it was. It was Saturday, and you basically got attacked by a farmer.
Well, look, most of my followers know the story. This guy's been harassing us since January 2025, 12 months.
Yeah.
Virtually, he's probably missed maybe 8 or 10 weeks out of those 54 or 5 weeks. 54 weeks.
Really? So it's been a long...
Yeah. And he started off with just walking through, looking disgusted. After 3 or 4 times of doing this, like one of us might have said, mate, like, what's your problem? Like, do you want a conversation? And his whole mantra has been, what about the jobs? You don't care about the farmers' jobs. There's so many jobs, killing animals, doing all. I posted a video, 4-minute video of him trying to intimidate me, not answering questions. As soon as you try and say anything, he's just talking to the top of you. And he's done this for 12 months. A couple of times we've wound him up. Like I've gone about winding him up some days.
Yeah. Just in like a joke.
Only because he won't listen, he just won't listen.
Yeah.
And we're not doing anything illegal.
Yeah.
And it's just nobody's going to lose jobs, and if they do, like any other industry, go and drive an Uber or something, or deliver pizzas. I don't give a fuck,
There are other jobs.
Yeah. Like in every country, people have lost jobs, and industry shuts down.
Exactly.
The car industry.
When slavery got stopped, like the government had to,
the same arguments.
Slave owners, and that was disgustingly horrific. But that is going to be the similar thing that will happen with the animals, isn't it?
Yeah. So he's done this continuously for 12 months now. But about 2 months ago, 6 months ago, he and I were nearly, doing the street.
Yeah.
Like I remember, the last time he put his forehead on mine to intimidate me.
Right.
And at the time, within 2 meters of me on my left, I had 4 of my male colleagues all standing there in black t-shirts, looking at him, and doing this to me. And I'm just ready to give him one in the guts, but I'm just not going to do it, not until he touches me.
Yeah.
And he pulled back, and I said, mate, think about what you're doing. You're well outnumbered. Like there's 5 of us waiting to pounce on him.
Yeah.
And, he walked off, and I said my favorite words. I've been wanting to say this for a long time. The movie Get Carter with Michael Caine from 1970.
Right.
He's a London gangster, right? He goes to Newcastle to find the killer of his brother.
Right.
And he goes in this gangster's house, who's a really big fella. He's the top gangster in Newcastle, but he's a little bit portly, let's just be polite. He's portly. Caine goes in there. It's 1970. Michael Caine's pretty fit.
Right.
And he goes in there. They have a bit of an argument, discussion about the brother, the killing, rah. And Michael Caine says, look, mate, he says, you're a big bloke, but you're out of shape. Belts him in the stomach, and he folds over and he goes, and I'm a professional, and pushes him into the seat,
Yeah.
And I thought, I've got to try and use those lines one day, right? So this day he's put his forehead on my head. When he walked away, and he turns around, he's doing this on his way out. He walks like a spent dairy cow. That's how I, you see me doing farmer. That's how he stands. That's his demeanor. Sorry?
I wondered if this was Frank the farmer, but that's a different one.
Yeah. This is the guy that I've been portraying as Frank the farmer.
Oh,
obviously.
It is this guy that you have been.
Yeah. And look, I've exaggerated it a little bit, obviously, but
I thought he's Frank the farmer. You actually knew his name. Is Frank just a made up?
No. I've got no idea about his name. No idea about his name. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
But I just made it up because it went with Frank the farmer, and But yeah, this day he turned around and I said to him, look, mate, you know, like you're a big fella, but you're out of shape. I said, and I'm going to put you on the ground one day. I said, no, I said, if you touch me, I'm going to put you on the ground.
After he intimidated you. Yeah.
Yeah, this was on the forehead. Yeah, this is 6
Yeah.
months ago.
Right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
on Saturday, he did. He put his hands on me, and he ended up nearly on the ground.
Yeah.
Not quite. You know, he was still upright, but he was heading concrete bound. You know, like I
Yeah.
tell
Yeah.
you, he came across us. I was kneeling down. We just had a wind gust come through, knocked a couple of our we were just set up. We'd only been going 15 minutes. I just reached a bloke, successful.
Yeah.
Guy's gone vegan right in front of me, shook his hand.
Yeah.
Not the guy that you just saw
Oh,
on
right.
the
I thought
video.
that's
No,
then it
no, this was me.
was.
This was my first 10 minutes. We're just setting up, and this guy stopped and went, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
And
Well,
he was a guy my age. Me and him related. He was a couple of years younger than me, I think.
yeah.
And we related. He just got it. He just got it. He'd been mindful of it,
Yeah.
but didn't quite understand being vegan. You know, like
Yeah.
what the word
Yeah.
was. I found this as well. When you are, can you tell me what veganism is? And they
Yeah.
start rattling off. When they start going, yeah, well, you don't eat steak, you don't eat this. When they start doing, just sort of politely stop them. This I recommend this, and I've tried this last.
Okay.
Politely stop them and say to them, no, can I rephrase that? Can you tell me what veganism is without referring to food?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
The
Okay.
last guy, that last guy in the red t-shirt, he knew what it was, reeled off the food, and I did it with him. And he
Right.
actually said, he looked skywards and went, no.
And what? He just didn't know. He just didn't have a clue.
Didn't have a clue, and he was honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He
Well,
was
that's good.
honest.
That's good.
He
Rather
knew it
than
was about food.
yeah.
He
Rather than
knew
people will
the
say
food.
what they. Okay. Yeah. 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 Because most people will say, like we said the other day in the last live stream that we did, is that most people will tell you their interpretation of it as if it's a
Yeah,
fact, and they won't
yeah,
listen
their
to what the
definition.
actual definition or what it actually
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
So,
And
anyways,
my brother pulled that when I was there in 2024. Yeah, he
right,
said, well, that's your definition. I
yeah,
went, no, Tony, it's the definition.
yeah. It's it's like you
You
always say,
know,
the
it's yeah,
environmentalists say. That's
just
exactly what they've said to me before. This lady who was going absolutely nuts at me, she said, "No, that's your definition," and it's like, no, there aren't multiple definitions of movement, justice movements.
of
Yeah.
anything.
So
Well,
you had two people. One of the ones that that you sent me, and then you had another person who went vegan as well, and he saw all of this
yeah.
unfold basically.
Yeah. So anyway, look, I'm down on the ground basically, and so I'm just finishing up the outreach with this fella, my age.
Yeah, yeah,
Shook hands, giving him info, doing a closing chat. You know, like I
yeah,
don't want to be friends with them, but I
yeah,
want them to feel welcome. You know,
yeah,
like you've just come into the best family in your world. You know, in the world. You know,
yeah,
this is the best thing you've done in your life. You know, so I want to welcome you into it.
yeah,
You know, we don't just walk off to it. You know,
yeah,
we make
exactly.
them welcome to be vegan, to
Yeah,
enjoy being vegan.
yeah,
And I actually used that old. I might have said it last week, maybe the meme because I'm great at remembering memes. Um, Veganism is like sex. If you're not enjoying it, you're doing it wrong.
yeah,
I'll often say that.
yeah,
It's a
so,
great meme,
yeah, yeah,
and it's so true.
yeah,
It's so true.
yeah, yeah,
The person I said it to was it was my chiropractor actually. I probably nailed her, but no, she'd been vegan before, you know. She told me, so I felt
yeah,
open.
yeah.
She had no choice. By the end of the
It's a good way of
yeah,
people.
by the end of the treatment, she was yeah. I think I'll be next time I see her.
Yeah,
But you know, and I because she said she struggled a bit.
yeah, yeah,
She said she struggled a bit with the taste and the cooking, and I said, and I used that meme.
yeah,
I said vegan sex. If you're not enjoying it, you're doing it wrong.
yeah,
I said you should enjoy not harming animals, not exploiting and taking
yeah,
from them.
exactly.
It's a
Yeah,
good thing,
Yeah.
And she just, she couldn't argue with any of it,
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
I did a Gary Yourofsky speech on her, basically,
Yeah.
like.
Like the slight
But
taste
yeah,
difference.
back
Go
to
on.
the farmer, Emma. So
Yeah.
that was 6 months ago. And then about 2.5 months ago, Linda, Nazia, Kirsty, three of the girls were there on their own. There was
Yeah.
Warwick there, but he was sitting on the bench or he was distracted on his phone. Anyway, farmer guys come because he also does this every week. He yells at the public about how nuts we are.
Yeah. Right.
Look at the fucking vegans. Look at call them stupid, not effing. Look at the stupid vegans. And that's why I was doing on Frank the Farmer.
Yeah,
He didn't say stupid vegans. He was effing vegans.
oh, right.
Every second word was effing vegans.
Right.
So for Instagram, I turned it to stupid vegans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Like
Oh
really
yeah,
then.
and he's shouting, look at these effing vegans,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they're taking my job away. They're trying to shut my industry. And the other mantra, the whole thing about it is jobs. There's two, and how tell people what to eat.
Well, it's the
And
yeah.
I've said, well, where's the sign that tells you eat broccoli? Well, where is it?
Yeah. Or that,
It's telling you what to eat.
yeah. Or that it's
And then
just about food.
he gets all this. But anyway, back to this day about 2 months ago. He came across Linda, Nazia, Kirsty.
Yeah.
Warwick is distracted. And he starts yelling about these effing vegans. And then Linda, 75, I think she just turned 76 today.
Yeah.
She's had enough of him. And she just turned around and went, oh, F off, you idiot,
Yeah.
He
And then
came over her. He came over at her, two hands to push her over, right? She's 75.
Jesus. Yeah.
This
That's so
guy's 6'2"
so
and
much.
110 kilos,
Yeah.
easy 110. I think I'm being generous. Probably 120.
Yeah.
And Nazia got in the way. The public got in the way and pushed him away.
Thank God.
And then he started pushing this guy, this member of the public. We hadn't got there. Me and Carl had gone to go and get the trolley with all the equipment. There was no activism going on. They're standing there chatting.
Yeah.
They got their vegan action Melbourne jacket on.
Yeah.
And he came over and tried to basically halt them. So we put a report in with the cops then. They've been on the lookout, but they got no name. So he's now going to get charged with that as well, or something from that. That'll get brought up in court. He's going to court.
That's good.
On Saturday just gone. Let's fast forward to that. Yeah, I'm his pictures up. The wind's blown it over, picking him up. He comes along. He goes, "You effing vegans! I bet you're happy that the fires are burning all of Victoria. All the animals are killed and the farmers are losing all their land. You're happy about it." And I got up and said, "Mate, well, the first thing was move on, mate. We've done this before."
Yeah.
First thing I said.
Yeah.
And then I got up and I've gone, "Mate, no, we're not." "Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're happy." And he had this rolled up poster, like a cardboard thing, something like
Yeah.
that.
Tube.
And
Yeah.
not dangerous. And he just belted me across the side of the head, into the head.
So
And I've gone, mate, that's assault.
yeah.
And I didn't go for him and
Yeah.
that didn't hurt. It didn't hurt.
At this
Right?
point. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's still assault,
Yeah.
And I turned to just sort of go around the corner of our setup, around our pictures,
Yeah.
because we were in close, right?
Yeah.
And he's just shoved me. So he's 6'2". I'm 5'9" and 68 kilos.
Yeah.
And he's just shoved me. So I wasn't even facing him. So I turned away
Yeah.
to ignore him. And I said, "Mate, just move on. Just get out."
Yeah.
And he's gone like that. And I've gone half over, kept myself up, hit the table or something. God turned and gone, mate, you're starting to push it. And our big Anthony came over. This is the ocean swimmer. He's 6'5". Just for your followers, I know I told you he's 6'5". He's like just one big muscle.
Yeah.
And he does ocean swimming competition. About 6 months ago, won a 10-kilometer open water race
Wow. Amazing.
in Port
Jesus,
Phillip, mate.
really?
Yeah, he beat about 14 or 15 non-vegans,
Yes.
and
Hey, this is the whole thing.
he's yeah,
Yeah.
he's what you call just a unit,
Yeah,
So he's not
exactly.
massive. He's not massive. He's like a slimmer,
Yeah.
but being 6'5", you're pretty big anyway,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
just being natural, and he's just one big muscle. So he's come and stepped in, and he's got one of our big pictures, which is 1 and a bit meters high, and he's just put that between us. Like Anthony has seen that I'm starting to see red now.
Mm.
I'm starting to walk towards him, mate. Get out of here! Like he's about to get hurt. I don't know. I'm close to going ballistic on him, but I
Yeah.
know I can't. I'm still trying to hold back, Emma.
Yeah. Good.
And I want him to just walk away. Just walk away.
Yeah.
Anthony's come in, started on him. Mate, just go away. Just move on. And he's punched Anthony in the middle of the picture, and Anthony's just held like that. And we moved him back a bit, and he's still waving his arms around and pointing at me. So I sort of slipped around the back of Anthony, and he's waving his arms at me, and I grabbed his wrist. My mate only taught me a couple of weeks ago. Wrist, elbow, twist it, and they're going over. And
Right.
he was going over like a bit of a dinosaur. And it was still upright. I'm not, like I'm trying to recall it. It was all happening fast, Emma.
Right.
But I didn't strike him. Like I thought about that. He's a dangerous guy.
Mm.
Like he's attempted pushing women over. I accused him the week later. He turned up the week later. This is the other problem. He thinks he's in the right, so
Yeah,
he
of
keeps coming
course.
back.
Of course. Yeah, yeah. He's
So
determined that he's
yeah, because
right
he's
about it.
right. Yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
Look, he's certainly got a loose in the head. He's told us twice there's no humane way to kill an animal. How do you want us to do it? He's worked
Right.
on farms. He's a farm killer.
Yeah.
He's a farm animal killer.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
I can only imagine, like
D
my followers know who I'm talking about. I put posts up about him. You
Yeah.
can only imagine the terror the animals would have been in this man's hands.
Yeah,
He's been a
exactly.
bully,
Yeah.
and the week later, I got one of my mates to come into town. He's vegan, and he's a big mean motherfucker from old school.
Mm.
He's up my age, and Lee's just that old school doesn't care type guy,
Yeah, yeah. Like you.
and and and, and hard as fuck, But he's 6'4",
Yeah.
and he's hard as fuck. And
Yeah.
I said, Lee, look, I'll buy you lunch if you want to come in, and I reckon this farmer will turn up.
Yeah.
And he turned up. He turned up. My mate Lee had a word with him in his face, and farmer was shitting himself. He's got me and my mate in his face. And my mate said, "Don't ever make me come back." And
Yeah.
now he's doing this shit. So he doesn't care.
Yeah, but and the police
Um,
saw, or did you have to, like, call the police?
we so on Saturday, while it was starting to escalate, I
Yeah.
yelled at Brendan to call the cops, get
Yeah.
000.
Yeah.
At that point, I knew I had to only defend,
Yeah.
not attack,
Yeah.
which was probably a good thing. I
Yeah.
wanted to attack him, Emma. I'll tell
Yeah.
your followers, like the adrenaline's going. He's
Yeah,
been
I can
doing this for
imagine, I
12
can
months.
imagine. But
He's,
that's why I was like,
you know,
saying hopeful I think it would be a good, good thing for activists to have some kind of self-defense training
yeah,
because stuff probably
yeah,
comes up all the time. Like, look at
mhm,
Tash and Jack,
yeah.
who obviously get attacked all the time.
I advised them too. I advised Jack too. But
What?
my mate only taught me this 10 days ago, 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago now.
Wow,
Grab
really?
the wrist and the elbow.
Yeah.
And that's
Okay.
how the police get your arm around the back.
Yeah,
Well, you
yeah,
just step to the side.
yeah,
You grab the wrist first, pull it,
yeah, yeah,
straightens their arm,
yeah, and
and
then
then
it's
you
weaker.
and then you just step to their side and put your hand on their elbow, your other hand.
Yeah, okay. Okay,
And then if
that's
you can,
good.
you get it behind them. But
Yeah,
once you've done that, you've got control of them
yeah,
because when they swing around, you just turn with them.
yeah, Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
they've got a bigger circle, so they
Yeah.
can't go round faster than you.
Mm.
It's so much control in just a second,
Yeah. No,
and
I
it worked for
tip
me.
for
You know,
anyone else
like
as well.
I
Although
do. You know, and it's not aggressive. It is defensive. You know,
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and if it was grass, he would have gone down as quick as I could. Well, I tried anyway, but
yeah,
you know, by now, like he's giving me a bit of noise. You know,
yeah.
it's going.
I wonder if
So and then,
that'll stop him from coming back.
we then followed him.
Yeah,
Brendan was on the phone.
yeah.
I'm gonna get to the best bit. I just
Oh,
remembered.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Brendan. So Brendan's on the phone. We crossed the street behind him, 20 meters. He saw us. Then he went for the tram. There's a tram runs up and down there. Lots of trams in Melbourne, as you might probably know. We got on there with him. He's down the other end. He saw us, and he went across the stop, another street, got off. Brendan's on the phone all the way, telling the cops where we are. We're on 106 tram, travelling up Burke Street,
mm,
and I'm thinking, what's going to eventuate at this? We're going to
mm,
lose him when he gets off, you know.
yeah,
And we got off the tram. He got on the pavement, and a police car pulled up in front of the tram. Two officers get out. They're looking around, looking for somebody. And Brendan went, "Yep." And I went, "Yeah, mate, that guy, Def Leppard t-shirt."
yeah.
And they just went over and stopped him. The
Right.
first thing he did,
Yeah,
he went down this alleyway, and then
yeah,
they've said, hey mate, do you want to stop?
yeah.
And we want a word with you. And the first thing he yelled, we could hear it at the end. We
Fucking
stopped.
vegan.
We were still watching, like we had a watch, right? So, but the first thing he yelled at the coppers was, "How the fuck can they tell people what to eat?"
It's just absolute insanity, isn't it?
Just
That that's
insanity.
literally what people think that it's about, us stopping
Yeah,
people from eating certain things. But
yeah,
like, I just obviously wish that animals weren't exploited more than anything else. But I just wish, like, I feel like it'd be so much easier if food wasn't the thing that we exploit animals for, because I honestly think
yeah,
it's one of the biggest type of addictions, and that's why people cling on so much about the food part, isn't it? Like, there's,
yeah.
I don't know if you can see the chat now, but like all of these trolls are constantly just saying
Oh,
what, Emma wants some meat, talking about bacon rolls, hamburgers, and it's like, why aren't they
yeah,
talking
good,
about leather shoes?
good.
Someone's saying, "Oh, is anyone else eating it?" Just random people. We've got quite a lot of random people, like trolls, in here, saying, constantly talking about meat and food. "Oh, has anyone else got a bacon roll?" Why aren't you saying, "Is anyone else wearing a pair of leather shoes right now?" Like, if you're
Yeah,
trying to mock vegans and just mentioning food, you're not doing
yeah.
a very good job, because veganism isn't just about food. Like,
No,
it's
no.
nuts. And going back to the farmer,
They all agree with it. They all agree with it. I
yeah,
didn't realise a whole bunch of trolls are going to be listening to that. Well, there you go,
yeah.
mate.
Yeah, but this
You
is a
know.
good, because they actually help with the algorithm. It's actually good,
Yeah,
because the more that
yeah,
they say these,
yeah,
this type of crazy stuff, the more views we get. So I think a lot of them don't actually realize it. It actually helps our cause,
yeah,
and it gets the message out to more
yeah,
people. And that's why obviously it's good about YouTube Live, because it exposes
yeah,
the message and the video to more people. But anyway, going back to the story, yeah. So he basically said, "How dare they tell people what to eat?" And
yeah.
that was his, like, almost last word, famous
Yeah.
last words.
Yeah, it's fake. Well, for my ears anyway, because like I'm just looking at him with a big smile on my face,
Yeah,
and I'm probably 15 meters away,
yeah.
and the coppers turn around and says, "You two get the fuck around the corner,"
I
like
know, they
like
said it
like
yeah,
like us being there was winding him up, which was the
yeah,
plan, like that was I wanted to wind him up.
yeah,
And then the cop 10 minutes later, one of the officers come around to see us.
yeah,
He said, "What do you want to do?" He said, "It's a summary assault because no one's injured." He
yeah,
said, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "I want him charged. This has got to end." He
yeah,
tried to assault my three female friends a couple of months ago, and he got away with that.
yeah,
So, and that's now going on his charges. That's
yeah.
going to be on his charge. Now that they know who he is, now they can charge him with something. I don't
Yeah.
know what.
Okay.
Um,
But it's something
but
though.
yeah,
something.
Yeah, it felt good. I just want to reiterate for your trolls that, I'm 5'9", I'm
Yeah,
68 kilos. This guy's about 110, 120 kilos. I've got a good feeling he's 5 to 7 years younger than me, and I'm 63. And I had him in my control, and he was screaming.
exactly.
So, yeah, vegans are weak, mate. We won't be walked over. We will not be walked over.
Yeah, exactly.
You can threaten
And
us, you
yeah,
can do what you want, but we won't. We will get back up.
yeah, exactly. But,
Just,
but like
just,
this,
just
the
for you
myth,
trolls.
yeah, the
Yeah,
misconception that vegans are weak and that,
yeah,
we're defending animals. Like people literally think that vegans are these weak, skinny, white, pale hippies
yeah,
who
and privileged.
try to stop people from eating whatever they want to eat.
Yeah,
But couldn't be any further from the truth. We're literally animal
yeah,
defenders who are against all forms of
yeah,
animal exploitation and
yeah,
their oppression. This isn't
yeah,
about food. It's only because
mm,
humans exploit animals for food on top of all of the other things, and the majority of the animals who are exploited are for food. But I just wish more than anything people would just get it into their heads, and it actually makes them seem really uneducated as well, because it's like a simple Google search would tell people that veganism isn't just about food. But anyway, yeah. So anyway,
well, it's like my favourite quote, isn't it? For all your trolls, it's easy to be against an injustice that you don't participate in, and it
yeah,
just takes courage to stand up to one that you do. And
yeah,
that's all that vegans did. To all
yeah,
you trolls, that's all that vegans did.
yeah,
We were the same as you when we used to point out horse racing or dog racing or bullfighting. We were the
yeah,
same.
exactly. The
You're
obvious
doing that
one.
now.
Yeah,
You are
yeah,
doing that now. And all the only difference between us and you, we
yeah,
agree,
yeah,
but
exactly.
we actually act on it. We
Yeah,
actually act on the fact that animal cruelty is wrong.
yeah,
The
exactly.
simple base animal
Yeah,
cruelty.
yeah.
If
We don't
any
just
of you
talk.
trolls were asked in a situation away from a vegan, if you got the question, are you against cruelty to animals? All of you would say yes,
Yeah, exactly.
but
Yeah,
your lifestyle says different.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Someone's saying, um, let me just read. I'm against farming, but I'm against farming. I think he was meant to say, but I'm against treating animals bad. I actually called Petra on a local farmer that abused milk cows. So all cows are exploited. All cows who are used for dairy are exploited. Just so you know, there's no right
Mm,
way to do the wrong thing. They shouldn't be used for anything. And then
yeah.
someone else just said, I'm against large slaughterhouses also. Buy local. Local exploitation
What,
isn't
what
okay.
does
Local,
what does local mean? So here's my answer to that. If you've got, let's say a 10,000 acre factory farm with some land, right? 10,000 acres. No, it's too big. That's a factory farm. Let's split it up. Let's make small. Let's go back to small farms. All right. We'll sell off 1,000 acres to 10 people.
yeah,
Now you've still got 10,000 acres farming animals,
exactly. So
and you've still got the demand.
yeah,
The only reason factory farms exist is because of the demand of you greedy bastards out there. Like you're the ones that complain about it, and yet you're the ones funding it.
exactly. There's
That's
no,
what I realised 10 years ago. I was
yeah,
53,
yeah, yeah,
and I
exactly.
thought this is not right. That's
Yeah,
all it
and
is.
even if
Be
those,
honest.
yeah, even if that factory farm wasn't split up, and even if it didn't even start as a factory farm
Yeah,
in the first place, just thinking, imagining it all,
yeah,
like
I
any
know.
any exploitation facility or
Yeah,
anywhere where
yeah,
animals are being used
absolutely.
and
Yeah,
exploited for human benefit,
yeah,
it's never okay. Like even if they're
yeah,
given a good life, but they're used and exploited,
yeah,
there is that is still wrong. Like when we
yeah.
don't do it, I think the it
I,
makes
I was I, I
go on.
was saying that in reference to the trolls that say
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
against factory farming.
yeah, yeah. I know. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and I completely agree. And that's a very good analogy and way of saying it. But
yeah,
it's just like people saying that, oh, I am against cruelty and go locally or whatever. But it's like there's never ever a good, there's no such thing as ethical
in a good
dairy,
way.
for example. No cow that is exploited for her baby's milk, who after having been raped and had her babies taken away, or even if the babies did stay with the mothers, like I'm sure you agree, there's no right way to do it. Absolutely
No.
not. Like whether it's local or not, or whether you buy it from abroad or whatever, it's always going to be disgustingly abhorrent, because it's the same for humans. Like when you put the animal in the human's position or vice versa, it's really
It's wrong.
easy to work out if it's okay or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's their milk, not yours. It's as simple as that.
Exactly. It's not rocket science, is it?
I saw a comment today. Some bloke wrote, "Yeah, but other animals drink another animal's milk." Yeah, but they don't build factories to breed them. They don't shove their paws up the ass of another animal to get another one out. Like,
so weird. So weird.
just,
Oh my
it
God.
just.
It's just, when you actually
But if
think
you,
about it.
but I do think, like, I mean, the trolls are going to love this.
Wait, I've got a quick question. Just hold that thought.
Go
Remember
on.
what you're about to say. Just try and
Oh, the
remember.
best bit. Oh, the best bit. Let me get to the best bit.
Okay.
Okay. So the police have dealt with idiot. They said to me, "Do you want to press charge?" Yeah, I go to the police station, make a statement, wait for the officers to come down there. Did all that. Cool. I get back to our setup, and Big Anthony. Oh, he did a statement as well because he was assaulted, technically summary assault. Anyway, when Anthony got back, he told me the story that after the incident, when Brendan and I walked away, there was a family of four there, and the husband came up to him and said, "Mate, I want to congratulate all of you for
No way.
containing yourself
Yeah, amazing. So
and
good.
holding yourself back." And they sat down, had a conversation. They sat on a bench, had a conversation with all of them, and they all went vegan.
Wow, no way,
They
really.
declared.
Amazing.
He
So
said,
good.
and Anthony's a good outreacher as well, and
Yeah,
as well as
that's so good.
a good swimmer
Yeah,
and a bit of a hard nut.
yeah.
And
The
he's a
whole
good outreacher,
family. Whole
and they all committed. So
amazing. That's so,
um,
so good. Well done. Well
and he
done.
said,
Yeah,
out of respect, and what Anthony said to me was, the guy said to Anthony, he said, "I don't want to be on the side of that guy."
exactly. That's what, and people like Frank the Farmer actually
Yeah,
help our cause,
yeah.
because they see the reality. Like Frank the Farmer thinks that he's doing good, and he's,
Yeah.
telling other
At
people
one point,
how crazy.
at one point, yeah, in a break of it, when he was still mouthing off, I started yelling at the public,
Yeah,
"This is the guy that kills animals.
yeah,
He's
exactly.
done this all his life.
Yeah,
This is how they end up. This is from
yeah,
killing." And I was walking around. I was looking
yeah,
around. Have a look at this guy. This is what killing animals does to you.
yeah, exactly,
Well, I
exactly.
hope they took notice.
Yeah,
But
it,
yeah, apparently this family of four watched all of it
yeah,
unfold. It was
yeah,
all in, probably 2 minutes,
yeah,
But what a dick. I mean, he nearly got really hurt, and he's
yeah,
been arrested. He's on 2 charges plus an extra charge.
yeah.
I'm going to have an intervention order taken out, just to keep him away from the group so it doesn't happen again.
That's
I'm
good.
expecting him to
Yeah,
come on Saturday. I am expecting him because he thinks he's in the right.
just mind blowing. But like, even if obviously you don't want anyone to get injured, do you? And
No,
hopefully never ever
no.
physically
I
violent
don't
again.
want him to get hurt, really. I don't
Yeah,
want him to get hurt, really. But he's really pushing it, and he's, if I get the opportunity, I'll hurt him now.
yeah,
He's assaulted me. He tried to hurt me. He didn't take into consideration at all when he pushed me how much steel and concrete there is around where we operate.
yeah, yeah,
I have thought about that.
yeah,
I have thought about it, and I don't want to be slamming someone to the
yeah,
ground.
exactly. Yeah.
But he didn't
Yeah.
care,
So
like,
there's just a few things in the chat. One person said, "Is organic meat okay?" No, it never is. It's only, the only ethical option is to not exploit or use animals for anything. Absolutely
what,
anything. The only
what would
way,
I?
sorry.
It's yeah. Well, organic for who? What they got organic food and then throat slit.
Yeah,
I'll ask you this question to that person. What does an organic knife look like?
exactly. Yeah. Or organically being forcibly impregnated.
Yeah.
Great. I don't think the cow
Or
cares about that.
is there a special organic slaughterhouse they go to?
Yeah.
I saw
Insane.
another great meme the other day. I don't need to see what's going on in a slaughterhouse. The clue's in the name.
Yeah, exactly. Even just the
You know,
names,
like,
you should have a bit of a like clock on at
here's the other one that I like getting onto: abattoir. You know, your English and your Australian, they love to call it the abattoir.
I know it's
And
disgusting.
I think we touched on this last week. They want to use words and terms that they are comfortable with.
Yeah, exactly.
Abattoir. Oh,
Yeah.
it sounds exotic. Oh, let's go to the abattoir. You know,
It does. It's insane. Like,
we're,
just call it what it is.
we're,
I'm
we're,
not.
we're in we're in fucking English speaking countries. We speak English, and abattoir means slaughterhouse in French.
Does it?
Yes.
Know that I
Did you
didn't
know
know
that?
that. No, I
Yeah.
didn't.
Google it. Have a look. Yeah,
I
it's
believe you.
slaughterhouse.
Abattoir.
Yeah. There's not much I don't know. There's not much gets by me in the last 10 years. But yeah, let's put a
Oh,
fancy and the perfect example came up when was coming home from Sydney a couple of years ago in my car. I turned off to a service station. Like Australia's very remote. It's nothing like England getting off the motorway and there's
no.
10,000 cars at
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
roundabout, you know.
Yeah.
So I drive off down this slip road and there's a roundabout and it's head on into town,
Yeah.
turn right into the petrol station where I was going, service station, and left abattoir. Could you imagine that saying slaughterhouse
Yeah, exactly. Just never. Yeah,
in
they
letters
hide
this
it.
big?
Yeah.
How many children would be saying, "Hey, what's a slaughterhouse?"
Yeah, exactly. But to
So
hide.
no, the children might say, "What's an abattoir?" Oh, it's a food processing plant, kids. You know, it's a food factory.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Or like similar to like a butcher's.
yeah, it's
Just-
propaganda.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
you bloody trolls out there calling them abattoirs. It's a house of slaughter.
Yeah,
What do you
exactly.
think goes on in there?
Yeah. I've started calling them murder houses
Yeah.
because slaughter is just another nice name. Like we would never say that we were slaughtering humans for anything. Like you would
Well,
never
they
ever
do.
the
It
word
is
slaughter.
actually. I just last week I actually googled slaughter meaning in the dictionary, and it's actually I think killing on a mass scale with violence.
Yeah, it's
That's
exactly what it is.
the main definition.
Yeah,
So how can you then put humane in the front of that?
yeah,
You know, like
yeah,
mass slaughter, and people do get slaughtered, which is
yeah,
why I'm going to use the word murdered for animals. If an army was to wipe out another army, they'd call it, oh yeah, they were slaughtered. They were
exactly.
slaughtered.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
So if we can use the word slaughtered in a human context, I'm using the word murder even
Yeah,
more now for
exactly.
animals.
I
You
am.
know,
And so many people say it's not
like
murder. Murder only applies to humans.
that's
Humans are
convenient.
animals. Humans are
That's convenient.
exactly. Yeah. Again, it's hiding behind the propaganda, isn't it? You would, if you
Well,
saw, like you said, when you first saw that pig being killed, you immediately thought, and that was before you were
it was
vegan.
murder. It was
That's
murder.
what is murder. Yeah. If you
I'd
saw,
never.
there's no way you.
The only time before that, the only time I'd seen the word vegan was on a menu, and a
Yeah.
friend of mine told me it was people who don't eat meat, dairy, eggs, and that was about 10 years earlier. I
Yeah.
never once saw the word vegan again or heard of it again,
Yeah. Yeah.
ever. And then
Exactly.
I saw a pig being stabbed in the throat, and I described it as murder.
Yeah.
I just saw a murder
Yeah. Yeah.
because I
Exactly.
saw myself, and I saw and it was about it wasn't what the men did, Emma. It's something I do like to mention. It's not what the men did to the pig
Yeah.
that struck me, that
Yeah.
really got home to me. It
Yeah.
was what the pig did to get away.
Right. Yeah. 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 Because they.
That's what affected me the most.
Yeah.
I've seen killing before. I've seen
Yeah.
an animal being killed.
Yeah.
Um, I've had to kill a bird with a shovel that broke his wing, smashing into my window
Oh.
20 years ago. I didn't know how to deal with it. He
Yeah.
was well stuffed,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
knew I had to put an end to it, and I
Yeah.
did it with a shovel. But And yeah,
Yeah, the
criticised me for
pig,
that.
the
Yeah, I
pig
wasn't
with
vegan. I did some horrible things, you know. Anyway,
yeah, but the pig struggling for her
but
life.
that
When you saw
pig,
the pig,
I
yeah,
saw him struggle and fight.
yeah,
It was the fight that I saw, and
exactly.
I thought I just pictured me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
That's what
I
you see.
say that in an outreach sometimes.
Yeah,
I'll put someone in that position in an outreach. Let's
yeah,
say you're sitting at home watching the 6 o'clock news,
yeah,
and a big black van turns up, and four big guys get out.
yeah,
They kick the door down, and they drag you out the house,
yeah,
and they got an apron on covered in
yeah.
blood,
And they
and they're
say, "Sorry,
taking you
we
away.
we don't like tofu, so this is what we're going to have to do to you," or we don't
Yeah,
want to find an
yeah,
alternative for your
yeah,
skin because we want to
yeah,
remove your skin and turn it into a
yeah,
handbag. We
yeah,
can't be bothered with pineapple leather. This
yeah,
is what. Sorry,
yeah,
this is going to have to
yeah,
happen. Like, there's
yeah,
no other option for us
yeah,
because of our own
yeah.
taste,
And
pleasure.
taste.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, you
just
taste like bacon.
yeah,
Long pork, it's called. Human flesh is called long pork.
yeah,
Yes.
disgusting.
You knew that one, did you?
No, I didn't. I didn't. But I
Yeah.
like the more I think about this over the last few months, the more I've started to realize that I honestly believe that we don't talk about health, do we? But like me and my sort of inquisitive brain always trying to work things out, and like how now they're saying that meat is carcinogenic. Like, why would it not be when we're so
Mm,
similar to individuals like
yeah,
pigs and cows, and
yeah,
we are
yeah,
very similar to them. We're
yeah.
mammals, and even they'll probably end up realizing at one point that even fish flesh is carcinogenic. Like, we're not
It
supposed
sure
to eat
is.
the
It's like,
flesh of other animals. We're not supposed to eat the
mm,
flesh from other
no,
animals because we only ever would have done that
we
in a
are an animal. We
situation. But
are an animal.
exactly, like
Yeah.
there are actual obviously animals who are obligate carnivores out
I've
there,
got it.
but that's
Emma,
not us.
you've just invited all the lion comments.
Oh, I know, but
You've
we
just
are not them.
lions though. Arr.
Yeah. Oh, you get those in person and online, don't you? Well, it's constant. Yeah.
I'm trying to sniff me nuts here. All right, I can't sniff them. I'm not a lion.
You're not a lion. Yeah, exactly. Someone a while ago has said, I know that we'll probably give it just another like 3 minutes. Maybe we do vegetarianism on the next one because I know you need to get
Yeah,
to bed.
yeah,
Don't you?
yeah.
Someone said it's expensive to replace meat. What would you say about that?
Um, well, who says you got to buy replace? Can you give us an example? Which ones have you bought?
Exactly.
We're not asking you to buy Beyond Burgers and eat them 4 times a day. Um, oats and soy milk and wheat bix and beans and rice and pasta
Yeah,
is really cheap. All the
yeah.
vegetables are cheap.
Tofu.
Um,
I don't know about.
are you? But come on, I'll keep going. Are you comparing the most expensive vegan items to the cheapest non-vegan items?
Yeah, exactly.
The other one, the meat items, the non-vegan items are all subsidized.
Yeah,
So what do you expect? Um, it's endless, but no
yeah,
one's forcing you to buy those meat items, and it's a really weak excuse. If
yeah,
you want to be vegan, you would be. It
yeah,
wouldn't
exactly.
matter.
Yeah, there's no excuse.
Like
If you wanted to, if you saw the injustice in
it's
it, if you
you know,
understood what was happening to animals, and if you'd actually seen it with your own eyes. So
yeah,
this is why we always say, go away
yeah,
and watch footage. Go and watch Dominion on YouTube
yeah,
right now. After you come off this live stream, click on Dominion, the documentary on YouTube, because if you had seen
yeah.
these things for yourself, I honestly don't think that any sane person would continue to come up with these ridiculous justifications, because
It's just,
there is
I
none. Like,
mean,
even if these alternatives, like beans, and like, they're not even alternatives because these people eat those, that food anyway. It's just about adding extra,
yeah,
whatever. Um,
yeah,
Even if it was 10 times more expensive, so what? Deal with it. Just don't go to the
yeah,
hairdresser as often. Don't get your nails done as often, or
yeah,
don't just.
yeah,
But the point is, it's way cheaper. Like, the cheapest foods on the planet are plant based. And I've been,
yeah,
I'm sure you're the same. I've been to the most rural parts of Indonesia and impoverished, way beyond any Western countries, and they
yeah,
live on things like tempeh.
yeah,
That's their protein source. That
You
is
know,
that they
it's
don't eat flesh. And it's cheap. It's because it's the cheapest possible food on the planet.
yeah,
Like impoverished people can't afford meat. It's a privilege to
yeah,
be able to afford animal
yeah.
flesh, and it's a privilege. The most, when people say, "Oh, your privilege is showing," the most privileged position here is the one who thinks it's okay to murder
To
animals for
starve
your
an animal.
in unnecessary desires.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When you could replace it with a tin of baked beans,
exactly.
if you're worried about that, like
Yeah,
it's just nonsense.
yeah,
And then the other one is to the commenter who said that. Would that be a good enough excuse for you if you were the one being shoved into a gas chamber?
exactly.
The plant-based ones are too expensive.
Yeah,
I'm just about to put a knife in your throat because the other ones are too expensive. They cost $1 more for each meal. It's a
yeah,
lot of bollocks.
yeah,
It's a lot
exactly.
of bollocks. A,
Yeah,
a jacket. It's not just food again. I just replaced my Dr. Martens. They were $255 for the vegan ones. It's the
yeah,
same price for the non-vegan ones, right? Same price for the
exactly.
non-vegan.
Yeah,
So where's that more expensive?
yeah,
Um, and I actually brought this up with a young girl that I was outreaching. She said, "Oh, it's expensive," and I said, and I had my new boots on, and I said, "Well, these were $255." I said, "But you can go to Kmart and get some vinyl runners
yeah,
that are vegan. They're not certified vegan, but they will be vegan. The
yeah,
glues are all synthetic nowadays, and it's cheap vinyl. They'll last 6 months." I said, "You
yeah,
can go and buy them for $12 or $15." And she
yeah,
went, "Yeah, fair enough."
yeah,
I said,
exactly.
so it's, if you've only got $15 for shoes, that's what you're going to buy.
Exactly. Go to a charity shop. I don't know if they're called
Yeah.
that in Australia, but
When we disrupted Kathmandu, they're like a ski. I don't know if
yeah,
you have them.
like an
Do you have
outdoors, like
them?
where the warehouse.
Yeah, outdoor wear. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So we went and did a disruption in there 2 years running. We did the first one with Tash, but
yeah,
we did a bit of a recce in there first. A couple, I think I went in or someone else went in, but it came out that their down jackets for their winter season were reduced to $600, right? Something like that on special for $600. And the non-down ones, the extra warm, the
yeah,
same rating was
yeah,
something like 275.
yeah. Exactly. It's always
So so
exactly,
stick your excuse of it's too expensive,
exactly.
like where the sun doesn't shine. I nearly swore
Yeah,
then.
yeah,
Where the sun doesn't shine.
yeah,
Because if you want to be vegan, you will be.
yeah.
You
Exactly.
know, there's vegans in all over the world
Yeah,
in
yeah,
places that are inaccessible,
yeah,
and they still maintain it because they want to be.
yeah, yeah. Exactly, exactly.
If
Um,
you don't want to be vegan, you'll find every excuse. If you want to keep exploiting animals
yeah,
and having their heads chopped off for your own selfish pleasure,
yeah,
then that will happen for you.
yeah,
It's up to you. No one's forcing you,
yeah.
and
There's
no
some
one's stopping you.
Exactly, exactly. Hopefully, there are a couple of people listening here. There's one troll who's trying to convince another guy who's called Michael. This Michael guy sounds actually quite open-minded, whereas there's this conservationism guy who's basically trying to say that plant-based food is more expensive and farming plant-based diets are extremely expensive countries compared to raising livestock, which is just, by the way, don't listen to this person. It's just a load of rubbish. I've got a feeling that this person is a farmer and it's within
Yeah,
his interest to spread this
yeah.
misinformation. This
It's
guy,
always their
Michael,
interest to
is
not
actually,
understand the message. Yeah.
yeah, he's just trolling. He's just,
Yeah. Oh,
completely
good.
spread
Good.
lies. But there's someone
Good.
who
That means he feels guilty.
sounds quite open minded called Michael. He said, "Whenever it's my choice, I eat vegetarian. But if my wife cooks dinner, I'm not going to be rude and not eat it. And my family eats meat. So, like once a week, I eat meat, but most of the time, I pick veg." What would you say about that?
I would say, well, then educate your wife and your family. You're the guidance. If you've got children, then you taught them originally
Yeah,
not to be vegan.
yeah,
Now unteach it.
yeah,
You are their parents, and it's okay to admit to your kids that, hey, kids, I was actually wrong. Our parents were wrong.
yeah,
Your Yours and mine, our parents were wrong. Their parents were wrong.
Informed as
They
well.
didn't know. They
Yeah.
didn't know. And if you didn't know, or, you know, to that person there saying that, go to your kids and your wife and say, look, say to obviously the wife, you can't make her or anything, but we can't make anyone vegan. We know that. But you can educate and you say, look, I'm not okay with this.
Yeah.
I'm using a line of cliff.
Yeah.
I'm not cool with this. I don't want to be in this anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And go to your wife and then go to your kids and say, kids, we're going to sit down and watch Gary's speech. That's what I'd recommend.
Yeah, exactly.
Watch Gary Roski's speech and then get to the end of it and argue with it.
Yeah, exactly. Just have a debate.
You know,
like,
like you can't argue with what Gary says in that speech
no.
unless you don't want to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know,
yeah, and the whole idea of like it being hard, because I'm not, again, like I'm not saying this in a harsh way. I think sometimes just the way that I speak comes off as like quite blunt, but sometimes, you know, with these issues you have to be blunt to portray the seriousness of it. But so, you know, when people say it's hard because my family eat meat or their secretions or wear their skin or whatever else, it's like, what's harder, you saying to your family that you're not comfortable with eating their flesh because it's pure and simple murder and exploitation, or is it harder to be an animal who's having their baby stolen, being raped every year and being forced into a slaughterhouse whilst they struggle for their life? Which one is harder? Because when you put yourself into the real victim's position, the actual victim's position, it's the easiest thing for me anyway. It was the easiest thing on the planet to do, because like these simple, very easily overcome issues, such as
a few choice
telling my family that I'm not comfortable with it. It's not hard compared to what the animals go through.
It's a few changes in the supermarket. That's all it is, basically, in everyday life.
Yeah.
When you need a pair of shoes, you go and buy non-vegan. You buy vegan ones.
Yeah.
A jacket. Exactly. You make sure it's not hard. Jesus, why? Yeah. You know that comment I put. They make it complicated because they don't want to be vegan.
Yeah. Exactly.
They make it about food.
Yeah.
They make it about food. They become nutritionists because they want to be able to have. They're trying to rationalize it.
Yeah.
To make it okay. They're trying to make it okay for themselves, so that they've got a reason to not be vegan.
Yeah, exactly. And this troll.
And I wonder how many trolls that resonates with. If you're sitting there laughing and then getting angry, that's because I'm right.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're fighting your own conscience. That other great meme. You'll never win an argument with a vegan because the argument is with your conscience.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can't make you vegan.
Yeah.
We can't make you.
The only, like, you can only hold yourself accountable. Like, we can't. This is what I say to people that I know, like, you know, people that I know, or ex-friends or friends or whatever. It's like, because sometimes people will say, oh, but you know, you make me feel bad, or I feel bad being around you or seeing your posts or whatever. And I'm like, I can't force anyone. I'm not trying to force anyone. The only person who can hold yourself accountable is you. Like, because it's not at the moment legal to torture, abuse and exploit animals, so you can get away with it, but you know deep down that it's not right, and it will come to a point, you know, in time where a lot less people are doing it and you're going to get left behind because you're just following the crowd. And like we said last time we spoke, you know, people who are raving on about greyhound racing ending or these other issues regarding animals, but it's like at one point most of the population was saying that those things were okay and you would have been stood with those people instead. Gary says this in his speech as well, doesn't he? Don't, or maybe it's not in his speech, maybe it was in something else he did, but don't follow the crowd. It always leads in the wrong direction, and it takes a minority to start standing up about these things in a very strong way, you know, absolutely sure that this is the right thing to do. It only takes a small minority, like it did with the abolitionists and human slavery, for things to start to change. So this same troll just said, there are many, many countries in the world where living a vegan lifestyle is not feasible. It's privileged, first world luxury beliefs. What do you say about that? We just covered this, but I'll let
Well,
you.
well,
Just
well. Is this person in that country? What country he's in? He's on an
well, he's
iPhone
got an
or a
English flag.
smartphone on the internet.
He's got an
Hey,
English flag for his profile photo.
a what? Sorry.
An English flag as his profile photo.
Well, that's not him then, is it? It's he's using somebody else's excuse.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Like,
bloody rude. Actually, that's
yeah,
actually an insult. That's actually an insult to people in countries that might want to be vegan and they can't.
yeah,
You
yeah,
can be vegan sitting
yeah,
there in your warm couch
yeah,
while it's 2 degrees outside and there's animals freezing to death on trucks.
yeah,
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 you're sitting there and you talk about privilege. Seriously? You're sitting there in your centrally eating lounge with a football on, or
yeah,
what is it, morning time?
yeah,
Or what, you're in the dole queue or something, probably. Probably getting
yeah,
on your government payment website. I don't know, but you
yeah,
talk about privilege.
yeah,
You've got
exactly.
the privilege to be vegan. If you're
Yeah,
in England, you've got the privilege to be vegan. So why aren't you?
yeah. If you've got access
What
to
a,
a supermarket and a mobile phone and the internet, you without a doubt have the ability to be vegan. But also, because veganism isn't a diet, it's literally a mindset. If there are certain conditions in what rural countries that make people unable to fit, like for example, if somebody has to take a tablet for their medication that it contains a tiny, tiny bit of cow's milk in there, that doesn't make them not vegan, because veganism is a mindset, it's a mentality. Just like if we
well,
have to sit on a plane where there are leather seats, that doesn't make you not vegan. Veganism's a mindset. Like, it's just insane. And you can be vegan. You are in
yeah.
a first world country with so many
Well,
privileges.
that's absolutely that's full justification that if you must take a painkiller or a headache tablet, that might have a bit of animal testing or a bit of dairy in it. Well, if you've got to do that, then absolutely you've got every right to go and stab and kick every dog out there and cow out there. Yeah, it really makes sense. That does. You know, why not? Why not? You can't be
Like,
perfect, so you can't be perfect, so you might as well kill them all. How's that?
it's just like the logic is insane. It's when
That's
the
your
last,
logic.
yeah,
That's your logic. What you're doing when you
good,
say that, what you're doing actually is defending bullfighting. You're defending trophy hunting, the dog and cat meat trade, the bile trade industry in China, where they chain up bears in cages and take their bile. Is it out of the stomach or something? You're defending foie gras. You're defending the fur industry. When you're defending non-veganism, that's what you're defending.
exactly. It's
Those
not about
industries.
cheese and meat. Like, it's
It's not
actually,
about cheese and bacon and
yeah,
burgers.
yeah,
It's about not exploiting animals. Going back to my quote, stop pointing your fingers at other people and
yeah,
point it at yourself,
yeah,
like I did and like Emma did.
yeah.
That's
Just
all
live
we
by
did.
your own morals. It's really that simple. Like, we were all brainwashed at one point, but it's because we
Yeah,
didn't know. We didn't have anyone trying to tell us the details and explain to us.
no,
But it's when people try and justify it until they're blue in the face, saying things like being vegan is a privilege when you're literally in a first world
yeah.
country with access to a supermarket on a
It's
smartphone.
just,
It's a mockery. Like, it's just
well,
insane.
if you're in that country, then why are you vegan? If you were vegan and saying that, you might get a bit more credit, but you're not. You're using somebody else's excuse.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
an insult to them.
yeah,
That's an insult
yeah, yeah. There's
to
no
the underprivileged.
justification.
How
There's
dare you?
yeah. The only
How
again,
dare you?
that's
Yeah,
my
that's an insult to the starving people who can't get beans and rice and grains
yeah,
because it's
exactly.
all fed to the bloody cows, shipped to the UK, millions of tons.
Yeah, yeah,
I looked into it recently because of a troll.
yeah.
Something like 3-4 million tons of grain is shipped into the UK, or soy, or just
Really?
soy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, do a Google
From
animal feed imports into UK.
from
I
poor
do this all the time. When a troll says something, I just go
yeah,
and Google it and
yeah.
wipe the floor with them.
That's from the poorer countries. We're literally
Yeah,
taking the food that they would
Yeah.
that the humans would use for themselves, because soy is so nutritionally complete. That's why so many poorer countries have it as their main food source, their main protein source. So we're literally taking away their food.
It would put the price up. It would put the price up in those countries.
Exactly.
You know, if there was more available, it would be cheaper, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. To just feed the farmed animals or the animals used for
Honestly,
anything else, just because
you trolls are totally dishonest, disingenuous, selfish. You know, like even the human rights issues involved with veganism that we're trying to solve. Let's touch on that. Slaughterhouse workers suffer PTSD. I spent half an hour telling you about one crazy fucker. Slaughterhouse workers, high rates of PTSD, domestic violence, drug addiction, alcohol addiction. Who else? Indigenous people around the world being made homeless by the cow slave industry, deforesting in the Amazon. And Queensland is being cut down for the cow industry, not for vegans and tofu. Papua New Guinea, deforestation to put cattle on, not cattle, cows.
Yeah.
Do you know the word cattle came from chattel, property? They're not property.
Yeah.
They're not property. You trolls get me so pissed off because you actually agree with us. Animal cruelty is wrong.
Yeah, but participate in it.
So what's the other human one? Slaughterhouse workers, indigenous, the fishermen in Thailand. They use their own slave industry. They go ashore, grab young men, threaten the families, and make them work all day on these boats, on shrimp and prawn and crab shits. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know how extensive it is, but it's happening.
Yeah,
there was one other. Yeah, and there's the kids in the poorer countries where grain is being sold. So there's 4 human issues that could be, and I'm sure there's more that could come to an end or be improved if we had a vegan world. You're not going to get PTSD from chopping up tomatoes and cabbage.
Exactly.
Right? You're just not.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically what we're trying to say is there's no justification. There's no justification to not be vegan. So shall we try and finish there? There's just one last comment I want to mention from this Michael guy, because like I said, he seems quite open-minded, but he's just on justifying it, and it's almost needs something to like switch the light on. So he said, but we also need these animals to still be out in the wild, even though basic ones like chickens and ducks and cows need to be free ranging wild.
Emma, something's happened with my phone. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Sorry, I missed the end of that.
So he said, we also need these animals to be out in the wild, even though the basic ones like chickens, ducks, and cows need to be free ranging wild. I think he's trying to justify it by saying that, like,
well, for a start, they're not now. They're not now. So why do they need to? If they'll be on sanctuaries. They're not going to go extinct. There'll be animals on sanctuaries. I mean, zebras are still out there. You know, like lions are still going.
Yeah.
You know, like elephants are still out there. I know they're getting shot, but
wild animals.
Wild animals are still there. You know, like no one's worried about them going extinct. Well, they are going extinct because people keep taking their land and hunting them.
Exactly.
In a vegan world, they wouldn't be getting hunted, would they?
Yeah, but it's only
it would all naturally work out, hopefully.
Yeah, it's only ever when you
I think
about veganism,
the biggest issue is human population.
Yeah. It's only when you mention this that people start to claim that they care about domesticated pigs not going extinct all of a sudden. Like, you really want to believe that your only reason why you're not vegan is because you're worried about farmed animals going extinct. So instead of letting them be free and stop forcibly impregnating them into existence and stealing their babies away, you're trying to convince us, really, that the reason you're stopping them from going extinct and doing that to them is because you care about them. It's insane. Actually insane. No logic.
And on a sanctuary, I'm sure they would let them mate and have a baby and in their own time.
I don't think they do. they castrate them because they don't want them to reproduce. Obviously, you know, like because there's so many to
Okay.
rescue, and because it's not,
Yeah.
you know, they're not natural, are they? They've been, you
Well. Okay, Emma. Take that thought when we're closer to a vegan world.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
You know, so they're not going to go extinct.
exactly. There'll be
You
a
know?
lot less of them, but they're
And
quite
in Australia, and here's one I threw at someone the other day. In Australia, koalas are on, you know, the danger zone of going extinct. And I put to a young guy, well, here's an idea. If koalas are going extinct, he said, yeah, he's heard they are. I said, well, why don't we start farming them and eating them?
yeah,
He went, what? I said, would you do that? I said, they won't go extinct then. And he went, no, that's insane. I
exactly. So
went, right.
fit for other species of animals, like it's
Yeah,
insane.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
that's how I just, you know, like, and he was another one that I think he was the young bloke, 16-year-old, him and his girlfriend. Yeah,
Really
they declared, yeah, they went vegan. He just
amazing.
got it. He
You
just
do
got
such
it.
a good
He,
job. Yeah, I love what you
you
do,
know,
and like, you know, the more videos you can get for
I don't
people
know
to
why the light
explore.
keeps. Oh, it's the bloody fan thing. So
Yeah.
no,
Right. Okay. Should we try and leave it there, just in case
yeah,
anyone wants to watch it back? Otherwise, yeah, I know that you
right.
need to get to bed because we could talk
I
all
should
night.
do.
Anyway. But
Right.
yeah. All
You got
right.
me fired up again. You got me
Vegetarian
fired up again, Emma.
more another time.
Yeah,
I'll let you
let's do
know
it
how.
again.
Yeah, let you know how much, how many views and we got afterwards and
Yeah,
that. But yeah, thanks for
yeah.
chatting to me. All
All right,
right.
yeah, and you, yeah, it's lovely. Yeah, great to see you, and
All right.
we'll do it again soon.
Yeah. All right. Good night.
All right,
Bye,
good night.
everyone. Bye.
Bye bye.